She never made a fuss, never wanted to worry anyone, just some fatigue, some bloating, some trouble sleeping. Her kids called it normal aging. She called it just getting older. But one day, she collapsed in her garden. She never made it to the hospital. An autopsy revealed she had multiple conditions, silently advancing for years: high blood pressure, early-stage kidney failure, and a small tumor in her colon. All undetected, all preventable. Well, that's Dale. Her story isn't rare. It's the story of millions. After 60, many illnesses don't scream, they whisper. And if you don't listen, they kill. This is not about fear. This is about power. Because once you understand how these silent killers work, you can fight them, and maybe even save your life. Imagine a ticking time bomb in your chest that you can't feel. That's high blood pressure. It's called the silent killer for a reason. Most people with dangerously high blood pressure feel perfectly fine. No headaches, no dizziness, nothing to warn them. Until it's too late. After age 60, our arteries naturally stiffen. That alone raises the risk. Combined with stress, diet, lack of exercise, it's a recipe for disaster. Facts: nearly 70% of people over 65 have high blood pressure. Half of them don't control it properly. It's responsible for over 7 million deaths each year, globally, if left unchecked. Stroke, the leading cause of disability, heart attacks, aneurysms, chronic kidney disease. Real story: Sandra, 66, had no symptoms. One day she fainted at the supermarket. Her BP was 195/115. Within 24 hours, she suffered a mild stroke. What you can do is get a home monitor. Target 130/80 mmHg. Limit sodium to 1 of 500 mg a day. Cut canned soups, chips, fast food. Eat potassium-rich foods, bananas, beans, leafy greens. 30 minutes of moderate exercise daily. Manage stress, meditation, breathing exercises, music. Bonus tip: even 10 minutes of mindfulness each day reduces cortisol and improves blood pressure control. You feel tired. You're always thirsty. Your vision's a bit blurry. You're waking up at night to urinate. It's easy to think it's aging, but it could be type 2 diabetes, the second silent killer. Why it's dangerous: develops silently for 5 to 10 years. Damages blood vessels, nerves, organs before diagnosis. One of the leading causes of blindness, amputation, kidney failure. Risk after 60. Insulin resistance increases. Muscle mass decreases. Activity levels drop. Real data: 1 in 4 adults over 65 has type 2 diabetes. 90% are overweight or obese. Symptoms to watch: increased thirst, hunger, frequent urination, fatigue, tingling or numbness in hands/feet, slow healing wounds. Real story: George, 68, chalked up fatigue to retirement blues. When his foot developed ulcers, he was diagnosed with advanced diabetes and nerve damage. What to do: annual A1C blood test. Mediterranean diet: fish, olive oil, nuts, whole grains. Cut sugary drinks, even fruit juice. Strength training to boost insulin sensitivity. Walk after meals to reduce glucose spikes. Tip: losing just 5% of body weight can reduce diabetes risk by up to 50%. You don't feel anything, no pain, no symptoms. But something is growing in your gut. Colon cancer is the second deadliest cancer, and 90% of cases occur after 50. Why it's deadly: slow growing and asymptomatic early on. By the time symptoms appear, it may be stage 3 or 4 warning signs. When they show: blood in stool, persistent cramps, unexplained weight loss, changes in bowel habits. Real story, Linda, 65, delayed her colonoscopy for 6 years. When she finally went, she had stage 3 colon cancer. A single screening years earlier could have saved her. Prevention. Colonoscopy every 10 years, starting at 45 to 50. Annual FET or stool test if colonoscopy is difficult. High-fiber diet, beans, oats, apples, leafy greens. Avoid processed meats, bacon, sausage, deli meats. Quit smoking and limit alcohol. Fact: polyps take 10 to 15 years to become cancerous. Early removal isn't prevention. You trip on a rug. You slip in the bathroom. You fall off a curb. If your bones are weak, that could be the last fall you ever recover from. Why? It's silent. Bone loss doesn't hurt. No symptoms until a fracture happens. Risk factors: women post-menopause, low calcium, vitamin D intake, sedentary lifestyle. Shocking. Fact: 25% of seniors who break a hip die within a year. 50% lose independence or require long-term care. Symptoms before fractures: stooped posture, loss of height, chronic back pain. Real story, Roger, 72, broke his hip while putting on socks. A scan later showed severe osteoporosis. What to do? Bone density test, DEXA scan, every 2 years. Calcium, 1,200 milligrams day. Vitamin D, 800, 1,000 IU day. Resistance exercise, light weights, stair climbing. Fall-proof your home. Remove rugs, install grab bars. Fact: most fractures after 60 happen indoors, not outside. Your kidneys filter 50 gallons of blood per day, but they don't complain when they're failing. Subtle signs: swelling in feet, ankles, foamy urine, trouble sleeping, fatigue. Why it's missed. Symptoms don't appear until 80% function is gone. Confused with aging or dehydration. Causes: high blood pressure, diabetes, overuse of NSAIDs like ibuprofen. Real story, Cynthia, 69, took daily ibuprofen for arthritis. She ignored mild swelling. Within months, she needed dialysis. Protect your kidneys. Annual blood and urine test. Stay hydrated, but don't overdrink. Avoid long-term NSAIDs. Control blood sugar and BP. Strictly monitor protein in urine. Bonus. Tip: creatinine and EGFR tests detect damage early. Ask your doctor. These silent killers don't make noise, but now you hear them. You know what to look for. You know what steps to take. You know that aging isn't an excuse, it's a signal. Every day you get to choose. Do I act? Do I schedule that test? Do I go for that walk? Do I put my health first? Millions don't, but you will. Because silence doesn't mean safety, and knowledge is the cure. Stay informed, stay empowered, stay alive.